A few months ago, I got mogged at work. So before I start the story, these videos I'm doing right now, I'm doing some sort of challenge. I'm posting 6 days a week and doing raw, unedited talks. So make sure you subscribe. All right, so this was a few months ago at work, and I got reminded of this story because yesterday I had somewhat of a similar story or not so similar, but there was a story with a ASU frat member that happened that reminded me of this story. So I thought I would share it as well. So I'm working as a busboy, right, in this restaurant, Italian restaurant, nice restaurant. You have a lot of pretty girls come, and there was a girl that caught my eye. Like I was busting her table. I was picking up the plates and stuff, and I feel like we might have had a bit of eye contact. I thought she was pretty, so I told myself, when I get the chance, I'll go talk to her because might as well do it than not do it and then regret. So eventually came the chance, she was getting ready to leave and stuff. And I tell one of my coworkers who's there, I'm like, yo, watch this. And I go talk to the girl. And then turns out she had a boyfriend. So, because I asked for Instagram, she said, oh no, sorry, I have a boyfriend. And that was that, I didn't think too much of it. I was actually happy with myself for, having faced the fear, okay, I think this girl is pretty, bam, I go. Doesn't matter if she says yes or no. It's for myself, to just go and do it. Then, my coworker, my friend, I'm like, oh yeah, look, did you see that? I went and approached the girl. He's like, oh no, I wasn't looking. And then he's like, oh, but I know that girl. She has a boyfriend. So, okay, if I would have spoke with him before, he would have told me she had a boyfriend and I wouldn't have gone. But the point is, at this point, it's confirmed, okay, this girl has a boyfriend. So she didn't make up an excuse to say no. So she genuinely had a boyfriend. This is relevant to the next part of the story. So then the shift goes on, and then later we're with the staff. We're chilling at the end of the shift. And one of my other coworkers, this like Asian football Chad, 6'1", jacked guy with braids, good looking guy, right? And he says like, oh yo, like this girl asked for my Instagram and stuff, like in like these tables. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this like the tables I was working at? And then he shows me the Instagram of the girl, and it was the girl who had a boyfriend, the one I went to talk to. So the girl with a boyfriend asked for my coworker's Instagram after I had asked her, like right after, which is crazy because like we talked about this. I was like, yo, when did she ask for your Instagram? Because he said like when she was leaving. So like a few minutes after I went to go talk to her, she went and asked for another guy's Instagram when she had a boyfriend, which is pretty crazy. So upon hearing this news, we're talking with a few staff. Me and the other guy, we look at each other. I'm like, no way, because the one that witnessed me talking to the girl. And at this point, I was like, yo, that's crazy and everything, but I just thought it was funny. But they were all the staff was kind of like, yo, this is brutal, like he stole your girl, kind of. That's how they felt about it. And that kind of made me feel worse, actually. Like, I was just happy with myself for having gone to talk to the girl. So, yeah, I guess it goes to show that even a girl with a boyfriend, she'll go after the Chad, So I guess I got mogged by my coworker. And it is pretty brutal, crazy, the fact that I go talk to a girl, she has a boyfriend, she says no. A few minutes later, she sees a guy she's really attracted to, and boyfriend, everything out the window, she goes for his Instagram. And my coworker didn't even care about this girl, so yeah, I think that's it for the story. If you liked the video, leave a like if you found some entertainment, subscribe, and I'll be posting videos pretty much every day. Peace.